The municipality of North Cypress-Langford is located to the south of Neepawa, bordering the town on 3 sides and stretching south past Carberry as far as Shiloh to the west and Edrins to the east. Total population for the area is 2,860, with a land area of 1,762 square kilometers within 6 wards.
Resolution 169, 2026,
Thank you.
resolved the meeting be convened at 9 a.m. with Reeve Ray Drayson in the chair. Can I have a mover, please? Sharon, seconder. Malcolm, all in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Adoption of the agenda, resolution 170, 2026, be it resolved the agenda for the regular meeting of June 8, 2026 be adopted as circulated. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob.
Rob, seconder. Any additions to be put down?
The Dixon crossing.
Dixon approach.
Yeah. Please and thank you.
By the time we get there, I'll need the section township range or road number. I missed that. I forgot all about that.
It's okay.
Okay. Any other to add? All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Thanks, Robbie. Adoption of minutes, resolution 171, 2026, be it resolved the minutes for the regular meeting of May 11th, 2026, and the joint meeting minutes of May 25th, 2026 be adopted as circulated. Have a mover, please.
Rob.
Rob, seconder.
Nicholson.
Sharon. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution 172, 2026, be it resolved the minutes for the special meetings of May 11th, 2026, May 25th, 2026, and May 26th, 2026 be adopted as circulated. Can I have a mover, please? Malcolm, seconder. Dallas. Any questions regarding any of those? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Our delegation tax impact person.
Morning.
Yep, morning.
Morning. Are you Jill?
I'm Farrah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Valerie. Yeah, let's get you a check.
At least you didn't have pouring rain to come out into this morning.
No.
Thank you.
Any rain last night?
Good morning.
We didn't get a drop.
Okay.
We got rain through the night last night.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go around the table with introductions before you start. Go ahead, Robbie.
Rob Van Comer.
Malcolm Murray.
Valerie, I'm an interim CEO.
Ray Drayson, Reeve.
Councilman
Jerome Davidson.
And I am Farrah Anderson, so I'm the district supervisor for the Brandon and Surras Property Assessment Services Office. And we're here today just to discuss the impacts the reassessment 2027 will have on your municipality. It's nobody's first go at this, so as you know, I don't read these reports verbatim, I just hit the highlights. You have them in front of you, so
Go ahead.
We'll start with a little bit of housekeeping. So your board of revision is scheduled for November 9th. The appeal deadline for that is October 26th. So just a reminder to not forget to advertise. You guys are not having an open house, but there is one in the town of Carberry at the town office on June 23rd. Anyone can attend. There's also a number of virtual open houses, so if it's easier for ratepayers to meet or discuss at night, they can set an appointment and have an evening meeting with an assessor.
Sorry, what was the date of that open house at Clever?
It's June 23rd from
Okay.
10 to 2.
Thanks.
So, and notices are in the mail today, so by the end of the week at the latest, ratepayers are gonna have them. If they're on My Property MB, they'll get an email within the next couple of days saying that their notice is ready to view in their account. So, we'll just get started. This report provides you council with an overview of the impact the reassessment 2027 is going to have on your municipality. And for 27, the assessed values of all properties are updated to the new reference date of April 1st, 2025, which is from the previous reference date of April 1st, 2023. So the properties were last updated generally in 2025. These updated assessments will be used for 27 property taxes, and this report just provides some details on how the taxable assessments have changed within your municipality and across the province, and how it will affect your municipal and school taxes. However, the impacts only reflect a 27 modeling, so we make changes all summer, so you're still gonna have an updated roll in the fall. This model is also based on your 25 mill rate, so just keep that in mind, that it doesn't know what happened this year for the budget, so. The reassessment, it is done to provide equity, so all properties just are regularly reassessed, just to ensure they're keeping pace with the market conditions, up or down. Fairness, because property taxes are paid according to market value, keeping the assessments current just ensures everyone is paying their fair share. And it makes for greater ratepayer understanding, because updated assessments just make it easier for people to evaluate what they have assessed. This reassessment reflects how the property values have changed since the last reassessment. And these changes, of course, are due to supply and demand for real estate, or that is the main thing, the market value, any new construction or improvements to existing properties, or any removal or demolition or loss of properties due to fire, things like that. The province's taxable assessment increased by $12.1 billion or 11%, and your municipality's taxable assessment increased by $68 million or 10%. That first table, that is the change to taxable or portioned assessment that occurred due to reassessment. So your single family residential has gone up 8.9%. Your apartments, which are 5 dwelling units or more, has gone up 1.5%. So overall your residential went up 8.5%. Your farm properties went up 16%. Commercial industrial went up 1.9%. Institutional properties that are subject to tax went up 14.1%. Pipeline went up 2.5%. Railway went up 1.9%, and designated recreation, which is your golf course, went up 7%. Overall, your increase was 9.8%. I do want to point out the flip between institutional and apartment is mainly due to properties that were fully taxable as apartments that are now school tax exempt because of the change in the school tax credit. It was in their best interest to go back to being school tax exempt, but they fall under institutional versus apartment. So there's where you're seeing a bigger shift in the change in values.
You're talking probably care homes or
Not so much
seniors,
care
no,
homes, but they're like the assisted living, anything like that. When the education tax credit was applied to everyone regardless, it was in most of their best interest to be fully taxable because they got more back. So apartments pay on a 45% apportioning. When they're school tax exempt, they pay municipal tax on 65% apportioning. So when they no longer qualified because they're not a primary residence, when they changed that, it became in a lot of their best interest to go back to being school tax exempt. And that's where you see a flip. It isn't that new construction or new buildings showed up, it's just that flip in class because they went back for licenses to get that school tax exemption.
Was it hard for them to get the exemption?
It's not. Most of them had it and they went away from it because they were paying more in municipal tax and it wasn't in their best interest. So when you start doing the math, it was better to be taxable. They got their school tax back. So they already qualified because they already met all the criteria and nothing had changed.
Right.
It's harder for new ones to become school tax because there's size restrictions to what can be school tax exempt.
I just remember helping somebody get there, and it seemed not that easy.
Yeah, once they are, it's just a matter of they had to do the license again, so we
And they
saw a
applied
lot.
to,
They applied to Manitoba Housing, does those licenses, so, yeah. So, course assessment increases, decreases from reassessment don't necessarily mean the tax increases and decreases. It just provides the basis for taxation. Shifting of the 3 tax levies does occur between and within property classes, but only properties seeing above average assessment increases will likely see an assessment or an increase in taxes. However, just keep in mind, this report doesn't take into account any other levies, so this is solely based on mill rate. It doesn't take in any special levies or service fees or any of that kind of stuff that you have. So the general municipal levy was calculated taking your 25 mill rate, so it applies that tax level against your 26 assessment to estimate what your 26 budget would have been, and then it applies a little bit of an inflation measure to apply that to 27. So it's more, gives you an idea of what's going on. Take it with a grain of salt because it really, I mean, in this day and age, a model that's not overly realistic for inflation and everything else, but they have to have somewhere to start. The school division special levy is done the same way, takes their 25 levy, applies it to, and then it comes up with your new share of the school taxes based on all the municipalities subject to that particular school division's levy. And then the support levy does the same thing, only it bases it on how property is subject to that levy, which is only your commercial industrial, so that's your provincial other school tax levy, how they've changed across the board in the province. The next table, this says municipal and school taxes, but this really is where your school tax shift is going. So for single family residential, they're seeing a 3% drop or reduction. Your apartments are seeing a 7.3% reduction, and overall your residential is going to see about a 3.2% reduction in school taxes. Your farm properties are seeing a 3.4% increase. Your commercial industrial, a 7% decrease. Your institutional, a 3.9% increase. Pipeline, a 7.8% decrease. Railway, an 8.1% decrease, and your designated recreation or golf course, a 2.7% decrease. Overall, your municipality is responsible for 2.4% less school taxes in 27.
Is that good when they go down?
This means it's shifted, so municipalities within the same school division may have gone up a bit more, so what they do is they've shifted the burden around to another. So often they go up and down all the time. I will say that's not necessarily really realistic. School divisions tend to raise their budgets, so, but it gives you an idea that you'll be responsible overall for less towards those school divisions.
The way they're all suffering for money right now, it
doesn't make sense.
doesn't
Yeah,
make sense. That's
that's-
the one thing that should be up.
Yeah, so that's where I say this just kind of gives you an idea on where you sit in relation to the rest of the municipalities around that are in those same school divisions. The next table, this is the table you control. So because of the way it's modeled, it ends up with a total of 0% change because it assumes no change to budget, which is not a realistic expectation in this day and age. So your single family residential is seeing about a 0.9% reduction or decrease, with apartments a 7.6% decrease. Overall residential will see a 1.2% decrease.
On page 5.
Your farm properties are seeing about a 5.6% increase. Commercial and industrial about a 7.2% decrease. Institutional a 3.9% increase. pipeline a 6.7% decrease, railway a 7.2% decrease, and designated recreational at 2.6% decrease. Coming out at zero because again, it assumes no budget change. Properties with assessment increases less than 9.8% likely will see a municipal tax decrease, and anything above that will likely see an increase. And the next page is just the ways, these are the ways council has at their disposal to try and impact any significant impacts that ratepayers maybe couldn't handle. So of course there's the phase-in tax increases and decreases. So the Municipal Assessment Act does provide you with the flexibility to phase in substantial tax increases property owners would otherwise find very difficult to absorb. So by bylaw, you can phase in increases or decreases in both municipal and education taxes, or tax changes for all or some property classes or individual properties. You gotta keep in mind you can only phase that in over the 2 years because that's the cycle we're on. So it's there, it's not used very much since we've gone to a 2-year cycle. The Municipal Act tax tool, so this one is the one most municipalities use. This is your special service fees, your levies, your LUDs, things like that. The Municipal Act provides municipalities with some pretty good tax tools, and the bulk of municipalities tend to utilize these to mitigate any tax shifts because they're maybe the easier way to go about it. You can establish a tax credit program, so the Municipal Act does provide municipalities with that ability to establish essentially a financial assistance program by bylaw, and you can provide credit for municipal taxes. So those programs are fairly flexible. I see them used mostly to encourage development more than anything else. And then you do have the ability to vary class portion percentages. So the Municipal Assessment Act does give you the authority to vary the property class portions for municipal tax purposes only. So you can by bylaw vary the class portions to mitigate the shifting that occurs between the classes. This is the one that does require a provincial regulation. Our system is set up to accept it. If you wanted to do this, you'd need to start now because there is a lot of work involved. And there is no guarantee at the end of the day the minister has final say on whether he will accept that bylaw or not. So that's one you would talk to an MSO. There have been municipalities have done lots of work on this. Nobody has implemented it yet because you're just shifting the burden around. So if you change the portion from farm from 26 down to even 25, then you have to make up that other percent everywhere else in all your other classes, right? So you're just shifting the burden. But it is a lot of work to do. So there are we have yet to see it implemented. There's been lots of municipalities do the work. At the end of the day, it hasn't.
Is it usually because it's not approved at the end?
Nope, it has not. They've actually gone to the conclusion that you're just shifting the burden. So regardless of how you do it, you have to justify what you've done to your ratepayers. And so most of them have found the tax tools in the Municipal Act are a better, more efficient way of kind of mitigating those shifts, right? So that's where you see LUDs come into play versus, so you have urban and rural areas where you can have a differential mill rate without a differential mill rate. There's different services in those areas. Tend to be a better way of spreading that tax because you'll always hear complaints from everyone that towns are subsidizing the rural area and the rural area is subsidizing the towns, and the reality is everybody has a little bit in both of those areas to pay for. But maybe in the rural area you have a ton of budget towards gravel that people in town aren't using. Well, maybe in those instances it makes sense where you have an LUD where the services that only town people mostly utilize gets a mill rate versus, yes. But those are where people have gone in the RMs instead of the portioning, because you can tailor them to the services each of those areas are getting better than we're gonna take this. Because when you change the portion, you're gonna have to revisit that every 2 years also, because if you change farm one year and then all of a sudden, like, here, farm has gone up, but it's gone up significantly less than the average in the province. Another year, it might go up, like, when you start seeing this, then you gotta start changing your portions every 2 years. So you have to do the work for that bylaw every 2 years, right?
Yeah. I have a question, so for wetlands and like natural bush areas, is that a different portion than
It's not a
regular?
different portion, it's a different type of land, so it's a non-arable.
Right,
If you have like lots of water on your property, you will see what's called conservation land on your notice,
okay,
because it's rated as water essentially. So although it's still portioned at 26%, it's maybe $30 an acre for that versus your upwards of 10,000 an acre for an arable land, right?
Right.
So
so that's already built in.
it's built in by the type of land, so the characteristic of land that it is really.
And you look at that every 2 years as well? See if anything's
Those are,
changed?
those are done generally on a 10-year average, although in the areas where we have irrigation, we tend to try and look at the photos a little more often, just to stay on top of things like irrigation.
Right,
Or when farmers call, then we will review. But we tend to go on a 10-year average, so we don't crank somebody's arable land because they happen to have 2 good years where they got a real, and then they have 8 years where they have areas where it's too wet, they can't get through. We kind of average it, and when we talk to them, we're like, well, on 10 years average, how many acres do you get seeded? And usually we're not far off. Usually there's pretty good agreement between, like, they might say, oh, some years I get more, but some years I get less. I'm like, well, on average, would this be about, right? Because there's 500 and almost 600,000 properties in the province. You have maybe 100 assessors. Not
Right.
really realistic to try and review every single quarter section every 2 years.
yeah. So, similar like that, but a little different. If, say, municipalities and watersheds got together to want to promote conservation, so is there any change to that?
So what we do is when people enter into conservation agreements, if they provide us a copy of that, we will change their land to match whatever that agreement says. So there's a bazillion and one different types of conservation agreements out there. Most are registered as caveats on titles, but we're not provided those.
Right,
So we don't go hunting for them. So that's where a property owner who enters into an agreement with Ducks Unlimited, and it's a no break, no drain. If they call our office and well, provide us a copy, because those agreements outline exactly what you can and can't do with that land,
yeah,
we will adjust the characteristics to match what that agreement says. A caveat though, we don't see any decrease in sale price per acre if it has a conservation agreement at all. It doesn't sell for less. But we will adjust the characteristics to match what it says. So if it has so many acres that absolutely is not to be drained,
right,
and then we just adjust it to a non-arable land type if we had it as an arable land type.
right, okay.
We might be doing that right now.
Continue on.
And
We
then
got
the-
another 7 minutes, we got another
The last
delegation coming,
page
okay?
is just the way everyone is being notified. Or these are I guess the tax credits. Now, these are not our programs, so I don't know a lot about them, but the homeowner's affordability tax credit is the new school tax credit essentially. It is increasing to $1,700 for '27. Again, it's only on primary residence, so. And then in '27 is where, clear as mud, they're changing it, so if you have a property, a primary residence valued over $1 million, once you hit that $1 million, they start stepping down how much of a credit you get towards school taxes by $3.40 for every $1,000 of assessed value over 1 million. I believe 1.5 million is the threshold. Anything over 1.5, you're not getting a homeowner's affordability tax credit anymore. That is the new, it was in the news. It doesn't affect a lot of primary residences around here, but there will be some that may see that.
Subdivisions around cities.
Yes, mostly it's around the urban center and around Winnipeg.
So when you say 1.5 million, is that combined land and house, or
Yeah,
is that just?
but under residential class. So it's not, if you live on a farm and if your residential portion probably isn't 1.5, your overall value might be more than that, but it's only on the
It's not
residential
gonna be the
portion.
whole board,
Yeah, I
it's
just
just
want
the house.
clarification on that.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah. So, and then the renter's affordability tax credit is increasing in '27 to $675, plus an additional income tested top-up for seniors of $385.71. The senior school tax rebate is income tested credit for senior homeowners, which is $235, so that's all done at income tax time. The farmland school tax rebate is a tax credit of 40% of school taxes on farmland to a maximum of $2,500. And then there's also the school tax rebate on farm properties, which is an additional tax credit for farmland owners, which provides a rebate equal to 50% of school taxes on farmland. One of those comes off right away and one they have to apply for. Not sure which one is which, but. And then the last page is just how people are being notified. So the provincial website is up to date with the sales used to set the 27 values. Probably tomorrow, because I think they update it on Tuesdays, but anyone within the municipality can then go see the more current sales that set the rates. The My Property MB, so that is how people can sign up to get electronic notices instead of in the mail. They can see all the properties, so if they own multiple properties across multiple municipalities, probably a good way to do it, because they can see everything in one spot instead of a whole bunch of notices mailed. Toll-free customer service line, so nobody has to incur a long-distance charge to talk to an assessor. People don't seem to have trouble getting a hold of us, so I'm thinking that number is out there, or they don't care. The assessment fact sheets, so that's the first point of contact. Even we send those out when we talk to people. That's the first thing we do, because it explains things more easy to understand than maybe any assessor is going to explain it to begin with. They're also on our website, so you can direct anyone to go see any of those fact sheets. The assessment notice, so those are in the mail today. They have a ton of information. I highly encourage people not to just throw them out when they see that this is not a tax bill at the top. I encourage that every year, and somebody inevitably is going to throw it out and then call looking for their notice because they realized it wasn't a tax bill and tossed it. But open houses, so again, there's one in here in town at the town office. Anyone can attend an open house anywhere in the province. There's no pamphlet this year, like they have to go online to see where they all are, but if they're down east and they happen to be somewhere where there's going to be an open house and they want to talk to an assessor, they can just show up. The assessors all have access to everything across the province, so nobody's going to get turned away because it's not their municipality. And then, of course, the municipal administrator, so you guys will field the first calls. By all means, assessment-related issues, send them our way. Please try and handle the tax questions, because they get really grumpy when we send them back to you the second time. Even if we do try to answer some of them, it's just the reality is those aren't our questions to answer. So that is what your reassessment is doing in a nutshell.
Thank you very much. You must have done that before, right on time.
I do a lot of them, although this is only about my third one this time, because I was off for the first half of them with surgery, so that looks a little painful. It is what it is.
Any
I think
comments,
it's
anyone?
stable.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's stable.
Okay, any comments? Otherwise, thank you very much for coming out and
Thank you so much.
nice presentation.
Thank you.
And by all means, you guys, anytime you have a question, I'm more than happy to take a call at any point.
Good enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Les. Come on in. Your turn. They're waiting for you. That's your chair right there.
All right.
Morning.
Morning. Thanks, sir.
We'll go around the table and introduce one another here before we get started here.
Harold told.
Finally got a name to the face now. Talked to you a few times on the phone.
Yeah.
John Davidson.
Dallas Olmsted, Becky Reeve,
Ray Grayson, Reeve.
Valerie Emra, Rinaldi.
I know Val, yeah.
Malcolm Murray, Counselor.
Rob Danko.
Okay, well, that's camera person.
Go
One
ahead.
last Thomas. I've never been to one before, so I don't know what you're expecting from me or what I need to do. Some little history. I contacted my counselor back in 2014, the summer of 2014, which I believe was March Campbell at the time, to get access into my property because the water table, I don't know what's happened, but it's come up over the years. So I was next to impossible to get into my place. We cut hay there, we sell the hay, stuff like that. So some of my clients were having a hard time getting in there with their trailers. So she put it in. She put the road in for me on Road Allens 53. And it's not like miles and miles of road. It's like a quarter mile of a road section. It's not like miles and miles of road I'm asking to be maintained. And then the rest is history. It was great. After she'd done that, it was perfect. She put it in, it was either the last week of August or the first week of September when it got put in. They had trouble putting it in because they contacted me, there's some ties there that they wanted to know if they could use because they got a cat stuck or something trying to put it in. So it's just how wet things were. And it was great for several years. 2020 come along, the road started to deteriorate over the years. It was maintained year round. It was 2 or 3 times a summer it get graded and winter. And then 2020 come along and it started to deteriorate over time, I guess, like roads do. Because it wasn't, there wasn't a bunch of fill or gravel or whatever put in there. So, and that goes through a little swampy area, this section. And it's shared by 53 shared by Four Season Ranch, what used to be Four Season Ranch, George and Bart Fenwick, now it's Ken Regier. So there's 2 of us on that little quarter mile section of road that we would like to get fixed. And I got pictures in the fall, last fall, after about 3 or 4 days after rain, how muddy it does get, and the water just sits in it.
Is that it?
Oh, you got him. Yes, that was last fall. That was about, and this is this spring.
Yeah.
So it's trouble getting in. And I was in contact with previous foremen. I got all the emails here as well. I know I didn't send Bell that copy of the emails because it's quite lengthy. I started with Glenn, and then there was a Andrew or an Anthony, I think, or something, and now Matt I've been in contact with, and nobody's ever said, no, we can't fix it, and Harold. And they say, yes, we'll look at it and we'll see what we can do. And I have to keep contacting them again to see, well, what's happening? Last summer, I talked to Harold. He says, oh, we haven't done nothing yet, because I phoned him. He says, oh, I guess you're phoning because they haven't done nothing. I said, no. And my biggest concern is, back in the day when I was younger, maybe hard to believe, I looked forward to a muddy road back in the 4x4 days. But now that you're older, you have a little more concerns. I have grandchildren, I have kids that we use the place year round. Almost every weekend there's somebody at the cabin being used, either we're cutting hay or we're just recreational and stuff. And I was always worried with the grandkids getting hurt. Well, it ended up being me last summer, or the fall getting hurt. I had a cut in the head there, we had trouble getting out. Lucky enough we had the truck. If I'd have been there with the car or something, we wouldn't have got out. But anyway, so that's pretty much it. I just like to get something done with it.
So your cabin you mentioned, like, is that a built cabin by spec? Do you pay tax on the cabin?
I do.
You do pay tax to the municipality?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I pay tax on that, and yeah, I guess just the cabin, because we do have a shop there now too, a small garage, not that we made out of those hoop sheds. We put
Okay.
on and stuff like. So there's a workshop there. It's not like it's just a piece of ground with a greenery on it.
Just one fact, like just,
Yeah.
and the neighbor that's out there as well, does he have a place that is,
Oh yes.
like, it's a home built by permits and?
Well, I believe when Fenwick's owned it, it's a mobile home. And there's a big shop there. I don't know what the shop would. It must be 40 by 60 shop or something like that. And the new neighbors now that are there, Ken Regier, they just use it as a getaway place. But Fenwick's lived there for years and years. They bought it around the same time we bought ours. I've been there for about 40 years now, part of this community, so I've owned that piece of ground. So questions there is,
Any other
like,
comments there, like there was building permit taken, then I gather on your buildings that are in there?
geez, I don't know. Well, no, probably not, because it's on skids. The cabin's on skids, it's not a foundation. But I am paying taxes on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the biggest question, because there are ones we have not fixed in the past, because if they're not, you know, a taxable primary home, again, that the access isn't like a guaranteed thing if
Mhm.
it's not a taxable structure in there.
right.
We've denied people before fixing back trails when it's not
Mhm.
under those
Mhm.
circumstances.
Yeah,
That
road-
does make a big difference.
True enough, yes.
Yeah.
No, I know I'm paying taxes on that cabin. I have had assessor come in there twice
Okay,
since I've owned the place
okay.
and tax me on the building, so.
So what would you, if you had a say in how that road was built, does it need, what would you expect?
Well, just a crown on it. And
Just
you
a
can see
crown.
the pictures so the water doesn't lay in it. Like my last communication with Matthew was, it was brought back up in 22. He brought to council back then, and they denied me on gravel. But he said, he made the comment there that it would be, he would talk to his grader operator and maintain the crown and not have a windrow so the water could run off.
Get off.
And that would be a bonus, even just that much. I would really love gravel, but I understand times are tough just like for everybody else. But I'd even be willing to cost share the gravel part of it because I don't have the equipment to do it, right?
Yeah.
So even if I paid for part of it, if you'd help me with it or something. Because I just want to get access to my place like we use it year round, like I said.
Yeah.
We actually have easier access in the winter,
Right.
believe it or not.
I believe you.
Do you expect it to be graded all the way down to your gate, or?
It has been.
It has
That's
been?
what,
In the
right from
winter
day
time?
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's just checking.
Yeah, no, for
Just
sure. I
see what it
appreciate
is.
the questions, absolutely.
Because I
Yes.
forgot to ask Matt that earlier.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it was graded, like I said, right, ever since they put the road in, 2 or 3 times, then I don't even know if it even got graded once last summer, the last couple of summers.
Okay.
But in the wintertime they have, I talked to Harold last winter there and he got it, it was starting to accumulate pretty deep in there. And we usually don't have a problem getting in there in the winter, even when the snow is deep, because it's so sheltered, it's no big drifts or anything. But like I said, we have more trouble getting in the summertime than in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, like I say, I'd be more than willing to even pay for part of the graveling if we can come to agreement to do that. I just would like to have access,
Yep.
safe access.
100%.
And you guys, when they put it in 2014, they built it up, it must be at least 3 feet, because it is quite swamp, woolly, low land.
I was back in there about a month ago with Matt. And did that.
Oh, you did actually
I
get in
went-
there?
I was back.
Okay, perfect. Good. Yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not miles and miles of road I'm asking to get maintained, it's just
No,
a quarter mile. And
How big's your cabin?
I think it's about 600 square feet, something like that. Yeah.
It's a nice spot back there.
It is, yeah, we got it all self-sufficient, no power, it's all solar and well and everything there. So
It's
we enjoy
quiet.
it, we use it lots, so swimming hole there, and grandkids really like it now, so.
I bet you.
Yeah.
Actually, my grandkids use it more than I do lately, it seems.
Anyway, it's not something we can promise here right today, but we're gonna
I
have to talk
understand.
about it with the
I
foreman and
understand.
everybody.
I understand, like I said, it's been going on
See
since
how we can move forward or
2020,
whatever.
communications, so.
She's been phoning me many times.
You did very good for not knowing what you wanted to start at.
Yeah.
You did good. Thank
Well, I've
you.
been kind of running things through my head since Val said I was gonna have to come to a meeting, so I've never been invited to a meeting. It was always
Oh,
through email or phone calls to Harold.
It's better in here.
No, it's
Yeah.
Well,
efficient.
Then we're all on
Yeah.
the same page.
right.
Yeah.
That's not he said, she said,
Yeah.
and type of
Yep.
thing,
Yeah.
and phone calls, and that's why I kind of tend to do things through email, because you have a record, phone calls.
100%.
That's,
Yeah.
you know, but, all right,
Alrighty, great.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you
time.
very much for coming in.
thank you, take
How
care,
much
John.
rain did you get out there?
I'm not sure how much we got. I mean,
Quite a bit?
my son was up there on the weekend and he said there was lots, and we don't have a rain gauge, so,
Yeah.
but he said you could tell where the grass and the water had run, and you could see the grass laying flat
Flat.
from the
Okay.
streams of water running, so. So lots, and then when I come in this morning, there was a big dark cloud going over that way again to the south of us, so she's looking pretty happy.
Yeah.
All right, take care, y'all.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. Does Joel have to be here for these next two?
Yeah, I'm sure
Should
Joel
be.
is. We can't start ahead of time, but I
Yep,
can
we
come
gotta
in.
wait for 5 minutes here.
Yeah.
Looks around.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where in the world?
No, we, luckily enough, we're about
Just,
just a few
for the record,
miles
that
on the
Karen
south
is
side of
listed as
Cypress
seasonal
and
to eliminate school food.
we're close enough, we had like the
Yeah,
wind,
wondered.
like the dirt front. So it was crazy. The radar was looking this way, but it
Wow.
was shifting, like there was, the main
It's
system was going up,
sense.
but the clouds underneath were
Thank
coming
you.
towards us.
I mean,
It
he
was
is
crazy.
intaxable. No, but
That's where.
No, here's the point. Be careful what you ask for. Yeah, listen. Boom. Yeah, it's gonna be. Let's go.
I went for a tour because it felt, yeah, just a few miles north of us, it was 2.5 inches of rain plus wind on the wind. And you shattered. Did you, your yard get some?
Jesus was gonna show this to Joel. You see that? He's like, are you that stupid? What's that from a front step west? They're going expensive. Yes, that's a tornado. Fortunately, it came down south of their yard.
Listen to these people.
I wouldn't be that there.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Joel, how are you?
Good.
Just a reminder of our public hearing protocol.
You guys?
Just a reminder of what public hearing protocol is about. You're sitting here to hear things, you hear the facts, no promises, just listen.
Listen.
Just listen.
No direct communication from council, right? That's correct.
Only communication is to hear.
Gotcha. Sometime their air conditioner quit last night.
Sorry.
Oh, I woke up in the house, it's 2.5, 2.6. So that's 7 in the morning. So the new unit will be working 2 days from now.
Usually I have something for you to read out.
Next couple days is gonna be a little less productive.
I didn't.
I would have liked to shop you $900 for hydrogen propane.
Hearing.
Langford shop, I do not know. A lot. In the summertime. May was fucking cold. It was plus 3 the 15th of May. I guess, but yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if we're up there. We went through the mall here a while ago, we were going for Christmas too, and it stuck out then too. It's a little higher. Yeah. Don't know. The way it's built, maybe. I know when we had the doors open, we opened the door up, the whole shop has. Just because it's that long narrow, and big door in the front, it's for both readers. Yeah. Not individuals. So it probably dumps out all the heat. Probably. Yeah, you put doors and windows in because they were shitty. Morning, Joe.
Good morning.
They can come in, we're gonna start in a minute here. Joel,
For me?
they can come in.
Okay. Yes, then come in and have a seat.
Morning.
There's one more chair to fill up.
There's more chairs.
Hi, Kathy.
I will, how are you?
Good. You guys okay sitting back here?
Yep. That's fine.
9:45 a.m. conditional use hearing, Brookfield Holding, Resolution 175, 2026. Be it resolved that council adjourn the regular meeting at 9:45 a.m. to open a public hearing for conditional use CU 0326 NCL Brookfield Holding to establish a new wastewater sewage lagoon to treat the domestic and slaughterhouse wastewater sources at Spruce Woods Colony with the AR Agricultural Rural Zone. Can I have a mover, please?
Davidson.
Sharon, seconder. Harold. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Joel, you're up.
Yeah, you pretty much said it all. Conditional use. 03-26-NCL Brookdale Holdings to establish a wastewater sewage lagoon to treat the domestic and slaughterhouse wastewater within the AR zone.
I would go around the table introductions here too before we forget. Start with Harold there.
Harold Cole, council.
Jared Davidson.
Allison Olmsted, Deputy Reeve.
Ray Grayson, Reeve.
Valerie O'Neill, interim CAO.
Malcolm Murray, councilor.
Rob Vancouver.
Joey Sprucewood.
Joel at Sprucewood.
Sorry, can I get your names again?
Joey.
Joey? Last name?
Waldman.
Yeah, Joel Waldner.
You have a second.
Yes.
You signed it? Okay.
Kathy Drysdale?
Ron Drysdale.
With a K?
Joel Penner, Cypress-Langford District.
I'm sorry, I missed your first name?
Ron.
Okay, thank you. So who wishes to speak for?
Go ahead. Who would like to speak? Do you want to be Kathy? Ron, you want to speak?
Go ahead,
First
Kathy.
for whoever is here to speak in favor of, that's who speaks first.
Who's speaking in favor of
All in
this?
favor?
Okay.
So do we have to talk because we
If
We-
you wish
we
to.
have-
we want it?
If you wish to, yes.
You don't have to, but this is your time now to speak on behalf of your application.
Yes, because the reason for this new domestic lagoon is the old one was out of commission at least 10 years ago. Conservation came along and told us we need to do something. And it only has one cell now, so that's improper. So now we got a license from the province and we need to use it because the other one might just give up.
So you now have a license in place for the new one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just bought a copy over just thinking.
Fair. Okay, thank you.
And also, yeah, those letters have been coming for about closer to 20 years, and finally, when we decided we could afford it, it cost almost 1.3 million to build out of cash flow. And we're also working with a company from the US for odor control. We just started a program 2 weeks ago, so it's kind of too soon to tell, but according to them, they're going to control close to 100% of the odor with the
Solution.
additives that we put in. And then with this new one that's proposed, it's not going to be like as high odor as the other one for the hogs, but we still plan on treating it too. So.
Any other sign you too? No? Good.
Whoever's against.
For opposed, opposition, Ron, Kathy, you have something you want to say? Go ahead.
The odor. Can't call it an odor, you have to call it a stench. And it's been ever since they put up that first lagoon. They put in 2 rows of trees. They put in deciduous trees, which are no leaves in the wintertime. So you get the smell in the wintertime anyway. They put in fast-growing trees, and I realized they did that to try to help the smell. But 2 rows of trees for the smell that's there, I don't think would ever come close to getting rid of that smell. Other than putting in the 2 rows of trees, I'm not sure they've done anything else to try to curb the smell.
We'll have to wait and see if this additive is gonna work or not.
It hasn't so far.
Well,
Yeah,
think
we're
it's-
still noticing it.
I'm noticing it a little bit, a reduction.
Look, we'll just let them speak, and then you'll have your chance to rebut.
Basically, the smell and risk of contamination on the creek, and which is very close to it.
Yeah.
These are two major complaints,
Yeah.
or concerns, I guess, lack of, for a better word.
And our yard site's really not worth anything because nobody would want to buy it. And to me, that's huge when we're getting close to retirement age.
I think that's pretty well covers it.
Good, getting close. Yeah, that's it, I think,
That's all you got for now?
for now.
Great, thank you very much.
Respond.
Now, if you two would like to make comments back towards comments?
You had something. What did you want to say?
Oh, I was just commenting that I feel the odor control is, I've been noticing a slight reduction. And like Ron said, it just needs more time to take effect.
So what happens if this doesn't work, say, in 2 months' time? Or a year from now?
Then we worry about it then. But why are we talking about a hog lagoon when we're talking about a domestic lagoon?
Because that one's even closer to us.
So,
Just when
so
not-
this hearing today is about the new one,
Okay.
okay? So we are here today to hear about the facts and to allow a new lagoon to be built. That's what this hearing is for,
Okay.
okay? So, you've had your chance to speak against, you've had your chance to speak for and to respond. We have another hearing in 3 minutes.
So you've both had your opportunities to speak. That was the main thing. Okay. We're not here to argue back and forth.
No.
We're just here to hear your comments. Go ahead, Ron.
So we're done, we can go now? Is that what you're saying?
The hearing will be concluded in a minute or two.
Yep, and then we have another hearing for variation.
However, this one will close and then that one will open.
Correct.
So this is a conditional use.
Yeah.
Variation is a different thing again.
Yes.
So,
Is it okay to say this? We're just trying to follow the protocols that are laid out to us by the province for hearings. And they're pretty set and cut in line. We're trying to follow those protocols to a T this time.
yeah.
Okay, we're not trying to be mean or anything. We're just trying to follow those protocols. Okay?
Okay, Resolution 176, 2026, be it resolved that conditional use hearing for Brookdale Holding Lagoon, CU 0326 NCL be closed. Can I have a mover, please?
No.
Malcolm, seconder. Ellis, all in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Okay, 9:55 AM, variation order 30926 NCL Brookdale Holding, resolution 177, 2026, be it resolved that council open a public hearing for a variation order number 0926 NCL Brookdale Holding Lagoon to consider the variation to decrease the minimum yard or minimum front yard setback of 125 feet to allow the placement of a wastewater lagoon with the AR agricultural rural zone to 99 feet. Can I have a mover, please?
Davidson.
Robbie, and Jaron. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Joel?
Variation order B09-26-NCL. Joey Woolman is acting as applicant of Brookdale Holdings for the property legally described as Northwest 1712-15 West in the Municipality of North Cypress. The variation application is to decrease the minimum front yard setback from 125 feet for the placement of a wastewater lagoon within the AR zone down to 99 feet.
Same thing, or you guys want to talk first on this?
I think I made my comment in the beginning with this.
We're talking about why you need to change the location.
Oh.
You're moving it down from 125 is what the rule is, but you're going closer to the property line by
Yeah,
99 feet.
to stay away from the creek more and to fit it in for 200 people. We went closer to the road, away from the creek. That'd be the reason.
To stay away from the creek?
Yeah.
And what did you say about 200 people?
So we could make it for 200 people.
Large enough.
Okay. Gotcha.
Cause this day and age they don't let you make one for 100. Take a happy medium and then you make it for 200.
How much is your comment?
95.
Anything else you'd like to say, Joey, Joel?
Joy explained it pretty good.
Good, you're done for now? Okay, Ron, Kathy, comments? Go ahead.
Basically the same thing, their
Proximity.
proximity to the water and the road allowance
And to us.
and to us. The first one was too close to the roads. This one has to be even closer, I would think.
To the main road.
I'm sorry?
It was close, the first one had to get a variance, and this one needs one because it's even closer, I would think.
Fine. You don't mind? Yeah. We're in the middle of a public hearing.
And that, yeah, that's about it, yeah.
Any other comments, Ron, Kathy? Any more comments, Joel or Joey?
We'd like to use it.
We like to use it before the other one gives up and causes us environmental damage.
So you haven't been using it yet?
No.
It's built though.
I understand. Yeah. Just clarifying.
No more comments, either one of you? Joel, Joey, or Kathy, Ron, nothing more?
No, we're good.
Okay, thank you. Okay, resolution 178, 2026, be it resolved, the variation hearing for Brookdale Holding Lagoon VU 0926 NCL be closed. Can I have a mover, please? Harold, seconder? Malcolm. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much for attending, everybody.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
folks.
We're all free to go?
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ron, Kathy, thank you. Thanks, Joel, Joey.
So where does it go from here?
We now have another public hearing for something else. Council will meet to discuss later in the meeting.
Oh, you'll discuss it.
So you guys will do a vote, or
Yeah.
today?
Today is,
Yeah.
today is the decision making day.
Thanks, guys.
No, I
Thanks for
have a
coming.
copy,
I
but
seen you.
we can leave this with council.
Okay, thanks for all your help.
Good,
Thanks,
thanks,
guys.
Have a good one.
See ya.
I have example of this. I have it on my.
We've got 5 minutes here before the next one, okay?
Yeah, 5 minutes before the next one begins, if you need a copy.
Yes. Can you keep those, send me PDFs with mine? No, you can keep them originals, as long as they have one of them.
Okay.
There you go.
No, these are different.
Do you have these?
No, these are different times.
Okay, perfect. No, this one should be very standard.
Kevin lives for AC, so I've got, I never used to.
Where's your coworker?
I never even turned it on.
Yeah.
Just
No
the
comment.
fresh air fans that we needed. I have gotten so addicted to it for the last 20 years that sleeping in the car running.
Gotta be honest, that's a pretty disappointing email.
I
I know.
didn't see a thing.
That's a good night with the doctors, the other night, that was.
That's
really
good? Is that
That's
really good?
Yep. The one that's coming from Pilot Mountain is really nice guy.
Perfect.
Really good.
And cattle got processed.
And when's his start?
I honestly,
Is it not till the end of, towards the end of July?
yeah, it's July.
Seems like a really nice guy, so. Are they gonna be moving here, I'm so hoping, or I never really asked.
Who's hunting
You got
here?
a wife and a small child.
That was the hope, but I don't have an update.
Thank you.
What do we do?
You're gonna do it again? I'm gonna do it again.
Let me make it.
Yes. And she's got a mother now. One of my I had two daughters.
Is anybody here for this?
And I talked to her on the one.
It's okay.
She's got a mother, she's a pasture running around catching.
Yeah.
No.
Beautiful. So you deal.
We're at 1 minute.
That makes me hard.
Yeah. Tried to talk to one of the other cats here. Got on one of the other came on the other cow.
Okay, being 10:05, variation order V 1126 NCL Unger, resolution 179, 2026, be it resolved the council open a public hearing for variation order number V 1126 NCL Unger to vary the minimum front yard setback of 125 feet within the AR zone to a minimum front yard setback of 55 feet within the AR agricultural zone to construct a detached garage next to an existing house. Can I have a mover, please?
Davidson.
Sharon, seconder.
Rob.
Rob. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Go ahead, Joel.
So we have variation order application 11-26-NCL. Monica and Brady Unger, owners, legally described as Northwest 04-14-15 Lane 87108, Road 79 North. They would like to reduce the front yard setback from 125 in the AR zone to 55 feet to construct a detached garage to an existing house. They had purchased this property in the fall. It was part of the Bray subdivision of 24. I have no issues with it at all. It's kind of, you guys seen the site map?
Yep.
Perfect.
The rest of you see the site map too? Have them on there, Valerie, or not?
It was the bottom one, and she goes back on.
That's only 55 feet from the,
Yes.
oh, sure looks like a lot one, doesn't it?
Well, she
Just the way it is, yeah.
did send this one. She did somewhat measure it. I measured it on assessment too.
Okay,
And like the house is already closer than 125 feet, but it's existing, so
okay.
it's behind the tree line. They don't want to take any more bush away in the south, so
Roger that.
I can't see it
Scroll that
being.
down, I think the road allowance is actually, the road is
She might have
maybe
measured.
not quite where the road allowance is,
Oh,
how it veers
okay.
across. Wouldn't like
Yeah,
that,
it's
maybe? Just because of the lay of the land.
But if you look at the actual property maps, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Google Maps, it shows it off a bit, but this isn't the main road either.
No, no, it's not a main road, no. So, any other comments from Joel? That's good. Nobody here to speak for or against, so. Resolution 1780226, be it resolved that the variation hearing for Unger BU 1126 NCL be closed. Mover, please. Malcolm, seconder. Dallas. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Do you want to move ahead for the last one then, since he's here?
Might as well.
Be okay, Valerie?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're all okay, if he's okay, you okay
Ready to go?
to?
Yep, you come up and go ahead.
Anything further, Joel?
Nope.
Okay.
That is it. All planning matters as of right now. So thank you very much, everyone.
I got something signed down there when I get done.
Yes, please.
Yep, okay. I will, thank you.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Yep, see you later.
See you, Rob, or Bill.
Come on.
Yeah, just have a chair at the front there.
Hi, good morning.
We'll go around the table here, introductions.
Harold Polton, Councilor.
John Davidson, Counselor.
Dallas Olmsted, Deputy Reeve.
Ray Grayson, Reeve.
Valerie Unruh, interim CIO.
Welcome, Murray, Councilor.
Rob Van Comer, Councilor.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm Richard Zogabe, and I've been living in the area in Fairview for about 4 years now. I live at 61164, the old Fairview School, 1 mile north, 1 mile west of the 5, so it's like, yeah, by the Avery Anson Field, if you guys know where that is. So back in March, like beginning of spring when the snow start melting and you can see the grass. I came here to address a concern and present a solution for it. However, I got pushed away toward the foreman of the public service to contact them directly. So I'm too nice, so I'm like, okay, I contacted Mr. Matthew, I believe. Matt. So, and I told him the situation, and he kind of also shoved me down. I'm like, hey, we own that part. Before I get to the problem, we own it, we maintain it, so you don't have to worry about it. So that's kind of the deal. So the problem was that I was coming here to address that during the winter season when the snowplow can plow the roads, which is great, they put that blade way too low on the ground, and they dig up all the gravel and they push it all in the ravines on those ditches on the side of the road. So if there is too much snow, I understand, but if there's no snow, I don't know why they plow it. And this past season, they plow it every day, even there's no snow, they keep pushing. And every year, those rocks are getting more and more, so they keep putting that blade low. So my solution was, can you make sure that the next season and the next season, put that blade like 1 inch or 2 inch. Cars still drive, you put that thickness on the gravel so it doesn't make damage to cars and properties, and you'll be safe, so you don't have to worry about cleanup after that. So Matt pushed me away and shut me down. So I came here another week or two, and I believe I talked to Ms. Valley, right? And he told me send it by email. I'm like, okay, because my job is not to talk to the foreman. You have over 2,000 people in the RM, and everybody have a complaint, talk to your employees. I think those employees are gonna lose their mind, and that's not acceptable. They come here to address their concern, and you vet the problems and address their employees accordingly. However, as Ms. Valerie said, I sent an email. I'm like, here's the concern, here's the picture. I sent the picture. I believe, I don't know if you have them. I didn't print them because you have them on the email. Few weeks later, no answer. So I replied back. I'm like, hey, any update on my concern? No answer. And I don't know if you're tracking my email. I believe I sent it to everybody. So I start sending it to you, sir, and after that, all the words. And then I'm like, the answer is like, oh, you get the answer. I'm like, no, I didn't get answer. The answer that I got, oh, that's unfortunate, there's rocks in your property. So Matt said, because that's ground land, it's a public land, you guys own it, you maintain it, and he mows it in the summer. They don't mow it. I've been living 4 years there. I've been mowing it every year. And I bet anybody living in the countryside wait for you guys to mow it. Every residential home, they take pride in their property, they mow that ravine and ditches around the house for the maintenance of and the view of their property. So, what I wanted in the beginning is if somebody can address these rocks, sweep them back on the road. My neighbor had to buy a sweeper and another neighbor had to rent a sweeper to sweep them. I don't have as much rock as they have, and I try to rake it by hand, it's undoable. So, I understand, you're not gonna please everybody. You're not like, you have maybe small, little equipment and a big area to cover, but the way the situation was handled, I believe is unacceptable. I should have been listened to from the beginning, even the answer is not doable. At least I should have, like I said, hey, I'm here to address a problem, I should be listened to. Even the second time or the third time, I should have been answered too bad, because I asked for an update on my request multiple times, and I have a baby. I brought the baby here multiple times, and she's like 3 months old at that time, and I shouldn't have to. So that's my concern. I believe Mr. Rod, you said something in the email that you did something in the past.
We clarified that this morning, yes, I did, and
I don't know what you meant.
Well, it was two years ago that was really soft, and the graders made ruts in soil, and
Yeah.
they pushed it up, and that's what I misspoke when I said rocks. It was more like sod that the guys went out and cleaned up.
Yeah.
So if you go through any of the subdivisions and look, there's always rock, and like, it's right if you can leave your blade up.
Yeah.
But when you're traveling in snow, with a car or a truck or big trucks, and your road is heavily used truck route through there,
True.
and the snow holds the rocks up. Like it doesn't, rocks just don't sit on the ground all the time when there's snow. So they sometimes they'll make a mistake for sure, but it's almost impossible to keep rocks out of the grass. Almost impossible. They can try all they want, they can stay up that high, but there's still gonna be rocks in that snow.
So would not be any other program to clean up the rocks back to the road? Because you maintain that ditch with plowing, with mowing it in the season, but you maintain the side
Just
attached to the road,
10 feet.
not the side
10,
toward
yeah.
the houses. I see it, like I live in the county, I take the county road to work and
I
back.
live very close to you, so yes, I
So
understand.
I see it.
Yep. So we talked about it this morning, and it's hard for us to
Well, we don't, any other subdivisions, like where this has occurred, we've never gone in and cleaned it up. It's been the same response. We don't go and clean up the stones. No matter what, at the end of the fall, when they're grading the roads, we don't know when the snow's gonna come. One side of the road or the other has to have that windrow gravel left. And when the graders are traveling at the speeds they do to get across the roads, because they have to maintain a certain speed, otherwise they can't throw the snow back. The grader has a tendency also to bounce, and to maintain that perfect level to stop the stones, you can't help it, because they're over that road hundreds of times over the winter to keep it clear. And there may not be a drift in front of your house, but there might be one at the tree line half a mile down. So they've got to they do it all, it doesn't matter.
and
I don't think we can worry about getting into
no.
all the excuses and
No,
reasons.
no,
It's happened, it happens everywhere, and it's just
Yeah.
a fact of life that's out there.
So I came here with the expectation to hear those answers, but I offered the solution, which now I understand the solution is not doable either. However, the way it was handled, that's my other concern, which you want to address it now or discuss it however you want to improve your customer service kind of handling in the future. That that's up to you. This is all I have to say. I ask for updates, I get shut down multiple times, and that's all I have to say.
Great, thank you very much
Very
for coming
Thank you
in.
for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening.
Great, thanks a lot.
Yeah, we can-
Okay, might as well go back to finance and accounts here. Resolution 173, 2026. Be it resolved that the financial statement for May 2026 be referred to council. Can I have a mover, please?
Harold.
Harold, seconder.
Rob?
Rob? Any questions, comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 174, 2026, be it resolved that the accounts check number 32458 to check number 32524 totaling $410,466.18 and direct deposits withdrawals totaling $63,491.72 be approved for payment. Can I have a mover, please? Harold, seconder. Malcolm, questions? Comments, anybody? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you very much. Planning matters are all done. Business arising from planning matters. Conditional use CU 0326 NCL Brookdale Holding, Resolution 181, 2026, be it resolved the council approve conditional use application CU 0326 NCL for Brookdale Holding, whereas Joey Wallman, acting as the applicant on behalf of Brookdale Holding Company Limited, owners of the property legally described as Northwest 171215 WPM in the municipality of North Cypress-Langford and located approximately 2 miles south of Oberon along Municipal Road 88, applied to council for approval of a conditional use order CU 0326 NCL under the zoning bylaw number 7/2022, Part 3, Section 3.6 Table 3.2, use and requirements in order to purpose to establish a new wastewater sewage lagoon to treat domestic and slaughterhouse wastewater resort sources at Spruce Woods Colony within the AR Agricultural Rural Zone. Have a mover, please. Sharon, seconder.
Harold.
Harold. Questions, comments, anybody?
Couple,
Go ahead, Rob.
we're allowed to talk now, right? There's gotta be some kind of guarantee put in place that they attempt, and what they write down there, how long? Like, how long is it? We can say how long it could be 20 years, but who's gonna maintain it for 20 years, right? So,
Their license will be covered by the environment though.
Yes. Province has authority over that. They're in their license, it tells how they have to.
well, yeah, but we're allowed to add stipulations to that license,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So-
not to the license,
Well,
but you can add to this resolution.
Yes,
Yeah.
so like he said, they've got that stuff now they're using. Well, you would hope that for the neighbor's sake that are concerned, that they would be diligent on that. But is there, like, can we,
How do we police it and make
Yes.
it work?
like, they still gotta put trees in, they still, whatever they have to do,
For mitigation of the smoke.
mitigation, like, do everything they can. Like, it's, you can go by there and you can still, like, I mean, I feel terrible for Rodicat.
Yeah.
Like, it's awful.
Yep. So we can add stipulations to this resolution, County Valerie?
Yeah, Joel said we can add.
Yeah.
So what would we like to see added here? Like, there should be something added, you're right, Bob, to make this,
Just to make, okay, just to prove that we care about the
Yep.
situation, right? Like, I personally, it doesn't matter to me how long it's taken for this to get going, because they
Yep.
messed up their license right off the bat.
Yep.
So that was on them, and we did nothing wrong until now. What we do now is we need to
Yep.
put something in it for us, and the ratepayers are on.
how do we phrase something to put down here then? Suggestions?
Well, first thing I think would be request landscaping trees around it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
How
And maybe
do we-
more.
How do we,
Like, is there anybody that you could check with, like we could look into on, that does this for a living? You know, like,
Right.
yeah, how to fix something or help something?
to help in the best possible way, like,
Like landscaping trees is a pretty broad spectrum, like, I agree with you 100%.
Put a shelter
but-
belt in.
But how do you,
And we can help fund the shelter belt.
yeah,
Yeah.
we can fund the shelter belt for sure.
Yeah.
But like, just,
And multiple row, right? Multiple row. shelter
well,
belts.
what does multiple mean? Two?
they got two there now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I would assume, like, the shelter belt, the guys put in last year was 4 rows. I put 3 in this year.
'Cause I think to the east of this lagoon, there's probably room there to put 8 or 10 rows of shelter belts. Is there not in there?
Yep, and that'll be wasted land for them.
Why couldn't that be something like the Boy Scouts used to plant their trees and have a whole plantation in there? That would be,
And is there a way to word the shelter belt so that it is coniferous trees and not deciduous?
Well, like, you're on there, around the corners of that, when you put in those trees, like,
Yeah.
I hate those things, but geez, they grew good,
Mhm.
and fast. Those are not spruce trees per se, but
Scotch
that,
pine.
yeah, Scotch pines, and they grow fast. And if you put enough of them in there, it'd be very thick.
They grow well in that type of land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They,
that's something Watershed could help with, could they not, on
Yeah.
something like that, Jaron?
Yeah. And we have our program
We
as
have
well.
ours.
And our own programs, yeah.
Well, they say they're using a new treatment too, so I think like they are trying to mitigate it. They're putting more oxygen into them and stuff like that, so.
And this isn't for
We're
the
gonna
hogs
continue
when
use-
you're
No,
reading.
No,
but
this
they're
is,
also treating that too.
Yeah,
well, that's the one that smells the worst.
The old one is what smells.
Yeah.
So that's what's difficult to keep
Yeah,
in
'cause we're
mind.
just
Yes,
dealing with the
right.
new one.
Yeah. But like Ray said, if we build that east end, like a nice forest in there, that'll help a lot.
Could we not do that separately from this resolution, though, since this is for the other lagoon that's on the west side?
Whatever,
Wherever
however we do it, but
Because I'm not familiar with this area, is this lagoon in the same place as the other one?
yes.
Yes.
So these
Basically,
trees
it's
will-
to the west of
They
it.
already have some trees in.
So the trees would just need to be expanded, would it also
Include
improve,
the new, yeah.
improve for the new one, okay. So,
Question though about the license, once this new lagoon is in place, this is one thing I never caught on, does the old one get decommissioned?
No.
Okay,
No,
that's,
they're
I didn't
still
know.
using it.
Okay, I was just
And
checking.
I think they're gonna use it as a backup,
Okay,
I think. So like, whether the pig manure is going in the first one, I think that's probably what they're gonna do, is keep the pig manure going in the first one.
Yeah.
And the second one's for the colony.
Slaughterhouse and household.
Overflow, eh?
Yeah,
Well, it'd be for the colony and the slaughterhouse.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's for.
That's what
So,
But this was licensed, and didn't Drysdale's have the chance to the province during all of that? So like,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
really up to us to enforce these type of things, it should be on the provincial side. We can help out with the trees, I think we should do that, but I don't know if we need to put that in this.
But as far as this, what we're talking about here, do we need any more than what there is right there, right now?
it's up there now, and I changed it around a little bit. So I just said, it's whereas who, what's happening, and then therefore be resolved that council approve, subject to the following conditions: increase rows of trees, shelter bed of coniferous trees. Do you want to be more
I would accept this as a tree.
specific? Like how many rows of trees? Shelter belt is how much, 4? Is it
well,
standard?
you can make it whatever you want, like,
Yeah.
and it was,
How much detail do you want in here?
well,
Well, that's it, yeah.
I think this is enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you call it? Additives?
yeah.
Yeah.
it's still.
Anybody else got any other suggestions, what we like to see in
Would
there?
that be, that makes sense, proof of continued use, or is that proven use of continued use?
Yeah. On a yearly basis?
There, that's it.
Would you not have something on there, a timeline?
Again, like, yeah, we can, but how do you ever police it?
Right.
You know, like, you could put it on there just for the sake, but I know I'm not going out there and checking.
Well, then
Proof
we
of
put then we
continued
put the
use
next
of
sentence
additive.
down there, if no proof provided, then your license is suspended.
Or what?
We can't say that.
We can't say that.
We
It's
can't
not our
suspend their
license.
license.
It's not our license.
Proof of continued use of additive to mitigate odor if requested by office.
I would just leave it right there.
Okay.
Just leave it there?
Okay.
Because none of us are gonna remember to ask for this.
No, but if the neighbors came in complaining, asking for odor, then we can make the request. Okay. Okay.
Okay with what we got up there then?
Yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Opposed? All that carried, thank you.
The ideal thing would be a nice lilac hedge around it.
Yeah, right?
All right when they're flowering, but after that.
Yeah, after that, but then when it's a hedge, it's nice and slow.
Variation order 0926 NCL Brookdale Holding. Resolution 182, 2026, be it resolved that council approve variation order B0926 NCL for Brookdale Holding. Whereas Joey Wallman is acting as the applicant on behalf of Brookdale Holding Company Limited, owners of the property legally described as Northwest 171215 WPM in the municipality of North Cypress-Langford, and located approximately 2 miles south of Oberon along Municipal Road 88 West. Applied to council for
Yeah. sorry.
approval. Should that-
Yeah, to North Cypress-Langford.
Council for approval of a variation B0926 NCL under zoning bylaw number 7 2022, Part 3, Section 3.67, Table 3.2, Use and Requirements in order to vary the established requirement setbacks as follows. Purpose: to decrease the minimum front yard setback of 125 feet to allow the placement of a wastewater lagoon within the AR agricultural rural zone from 125 feet within the AR agricultural rural zone to 99 feet within the AR agricultural rural zone. Can I have a mover, please? Jaren, seconder.
Harold.
Harold. Questions, comments?
Do we want to put a condition in here as well, considering there might be people that were stressed about having it close to the river?
So this makes it further away from the river.
Yeah.
Putting it closer to
That's
the
why
road.
they put it there.
This is just about putting it closer to the road anyway, yeah.
Right.
They're trying to get away from the creek.
Any other comments, questions?
Might be tougher to get trees in through that area with the variance like that, but nothing we can do about it.
It's already there.
Do what you can. Do what you can there.
It's there now.
Any other questions, comments?
No, sir.
All in favor? Opposed? Well, that carried, thank you. Variation order number V1126 NCL Hunger, resolution 183, 2026. Be it resolved that council approve variation order V1126 NCL for Monica and Brady Unger. Whereas Monica and Brady Unger, owners of the property legally described as Lot A and B, Plan 75660 Northwest 41415 WPM in the municipality of North Cypress-Langford and located at Road 79 North, Lane 87-108, applied to council
Just take
for
that out.
approval of a variation V1126 NCL under zoning bylaw number 7, 2022, Part 3, Section 3.6, Table 3.2, in order to vary the established requirements as follows. From minimum front yard setback of 125 feet within the AR agricultural rural zone to a minimum front yard setback of 88 or 55 feet within the AR agricultural rural zone. Purpose: to construct a detached garage next to an existing house. Have a mover, please. Alice, seconder.
Rob.
Rob. Questions, comments, anyone? I think Joel explained it to us fairly clearly there. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Okay, these next ones here, I'm not gonna bother reading all the whereas, so I'm just going to go down. General business, non-compliance, removal authority, resolution number 184, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved that the Association of Manitoba Municipalities lobby the province of Manitoba review and amend the Municipal Act as a whole, but with special respect to section 152.2 to strengthen municipal authority to maintain order and safety at council meetings while respecting procedural fairness and the public's right to attend. And further be it resolved that such amendments include a graduated range of consequences for repeat offenders, including escalating consequences where an individual has a demonstrated pattern of improper conduct at council meetings. And further be it resolved that the province of Manitoba consider amendments that would allow council by resolution and subject to clear criteria and procedural safeguards to prohibit, ban an individual from attending council meetings for an extended period where a documented history of repeated improper conduct exists. Can I have a mover, please?
Malcolm.
Malcolm, seconder. Alice, questions?
So these will be debated probably at the district meeting.
These will come to the district meeting to be rest, so,
So are you Western?
yeah,
So June 16th is your meeting?
yeah. In Maleta.
Yes.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you very much. Assiniboine River Basin Initiatives, Resolution 185, 2026. Therefore be it resolved, or therefore it be it resolved.
Therefore be it resolved.
Therefore be it resolved, the AMM lobby the provincial government to reestablish ARBI for the 2027 year and with unpredictable storms, excessive drainage, legal and illegal, and before mentioned areas of concerns, the need for those closest to the affected areas need to be engaged and have a voice. Can I have a mover, please?
Davidson.
Jaren and Robbie? Any questions, anyone? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. C, Provincial Radon Action Strategy, Resolution 186, 2026. Be it resolved that the Association of Manitoba Municipalities advocate to the province of Manitoba to develop and implement a comprehensive provincial radon action strategy to address radon exposure and support Manitoba municipalities in protecting the health and safety of their communities. Further be it resolved that such a strategy include coordinated provincial leadership in the areas of public awareness, province-wide testing initiatives, mitigation supports, regulatory modernization, and financial assistance programs to ensure a consistent, equitable, and effective province-wide approach that reduces financial and operational pressures on municipalities. Can I have a mover, please? Harold, seconder. Malcolm. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Joint campground portable washroom, Resolution 187, 2026, be it resolved that council approve the rental of a 2-stall portable washroom trailer for the new campground from VIP Portable Restroom Rentals for the quoted price of $550 for 3 months rental plus $184 delivery. And further be it resolved the joint councils approve payment as per the North Cypress-Langford capital budget.
Okay, so that resolution should read 5850. Right? Portable, I have it up there.
Oh, 5,850?
Yeah.
Yeah. 3
Okay,
months.
correction, for a quoted price of 5,850
Plus delivery. and
plus
tax.
delivery.
Yeah, and taxes, but.
Okay, can we have a mover for that resolution?
Oh, sorry.
Alice, seconder. Rob?
Just for clarification, I put a training in writing the resolution.
Any other discussions?
No, it's as per recommendation from the campground committee.
Do you want me to write that in there? Do you want me to include that in the resolution?
That's fine, but,
Okay.
Probably have to put it in the mold in, Val.
yeah,
I wouldn't worry about it.
Thanks.
No? Okay.
No, just for clarification.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Joint campground irrigation installation, Resolution 188, 2026, whereas the irrigation lines project has been discussed at the joint council, therefore be it resolved that the municipality of North Cypress-Langford approve the purchase of supplies needed for the installation of irrigation pipe for the campground from Riley's Home Hardware at the quoted price of $6,850.03 without GST. Further be it resolved, the municipality of North Cypress-Langford approve hiring Sandhills Electric to assist in installing the pipe. And further be it resolved that Municipality of North Cypress-Langford approve payment. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob?
Rob, a seconder.
Homestead.
Dallas, questions?
Is this, are we paying for all this, or is this joint with the town?
It's joint, yeah.
Joint, okay.
What's the price for Sandhills? Any idea yet? It'd be nice to have a number.
It was in your joint agenda. That's why I didn't include it here, because you saw all this.
Yeah.
This was basically all approved at your
Yeah.
joint meeting. I'm just taking those resolutions and making them legal by putting them in your meeting. That hasn't always been done in the past. You just approved the minutes. I'm thinking that it's nicer for posterity's sake, for years looking back, you can see that, Cypress-Langford approved it. By putting them in your minutes.
Pretty positive, like, by the work Bill was doing, it was like labor all involved, it was only gonna be around that 10 grand, correct?
I never did hear
I
what.
forget the number,
Yeah,
but it's,
and they're on the procurement policy too, the
yeah,
joint services, so
yeah. Yeah,
They
Bill
have-
found
they
out,
gave a
did his
price when
homework
they-
and found a really cost-effective solution compared to the quotes that had come in.
Do you want me to hunt for that?
I don't think there ever was a price of it,
No? Okay. Okay, I believe
but
you.
that'd be my only concern. Okay, it's gotta get put in the ground somewhere. If it's $10,000, I guess it is, but it's, how high do you put that number? But I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Equipment storage container purchase resolution 189, 2026.
Excuse me.
Whereas equipment storage container for at the campground was discussed at a joint council meeting. Therefore, be it resolved that approve the purchase of a new 40-foot container from Strong Box Container for $5,800 plus PST and $895 shipping as per their quote. And further be it resolved that the North Cypress-Langford approve payment as per the joint agreement. Can I have a mover, please? Malcolm, seconder.
Homestead.
Dallas. Questions, anyone? I see it's out there.
no, or,
Yep.
yes, sorry. I was-
Yeah, and there's a very, very minimal difference between used and new, like it was, it's a couple $100, like it was.
So is this new, or
This
is
is
it single,
new.
it's not single use?
Just a single
Single
use.
use on the way
Okay,
over,
that's
but
what
yeah,
I'm
it's,
getting
yeah.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Campground Office Building, Resolution 190, 2026, whereas the joint council discussed the purchase of a campground office building, therefore be it resolved, the Municipality of North Cypress-Langford approve the purchase of a new 10 by 24 cabin to be used as a campground office from Premier Buildings in Glenboro at the quoted price of $12,095.25 plus PST. And further be it resolved that North Cypress-Langford approve payment as per the 2026 joint capital budget. Can I have a mover, please? Rob, seconder. Malcolm, questions?
This was tendered?
Absolutely, well,
Yes,
3 quotes were got.
Yeah, okay.
and then there was a tiny problem, is it was on the tender, I changed the date on mine to 15th of June to give them the time frame. So when Teresa looked online, she found this place in Glenboro. Well, this is supposed to be done by July 1st, but there's no guarantee. So we wanted everything in place by July. And then we got another quote after that. It was a little bit lower, but she'd already awarded this.
Okay. So this is what we're talking about right now? then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and hopefully it's there by July 1st.
Okay. Any other comments?
We're not gonna be in trouble because of that, are we?
I don't think so.
Well, the other one came after tenders closed,
I think so.
so.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Joint fire wages. Resolution 191, 2026, whereas the fire department wages were discussed at a joint meeting and whereas the joint committee provided a recommendation, therefore be it resolved that North Cypress-Langford hereby approves that wage rates for members of the Carberry, North Cypress-Langford Fire Department be set in accordance with the Office of the Fire Commissioner, OFC rate structure, and further be it resolved the approved OFC guided wage rates be applied retroactively to January 1st, 2026. And further be it resolved that the fire department meeting attendance be compensated at the OFC hourly rate to a maximum of 2 hours per meeting. Can I have a mover, please? Dallas, seconder. Harold, questions, comments?
So what was that rate determined at?
It was what the original recommendation came from the fire chief. And because it was, do you have a copy of the spreadsheet that Teresa had given us for a comparison? Because the proposal we had done, when it was broken down by what was actually paid out compared to the proposed, it actually was a very, it was almost
You were
a dead
higher.
heat.
What
We were proposing was actually gonna end up being more than what Clyde had proposed.
This was $650 cheaper or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then too, when we were thinking about doing like the extra, what's the proper word, but the actual payment to the fire chief, it was gonna be tough to break down exactly what was listed in there for, you know, keep it clear for staff going forward as to was this in the payment or is this on hourlies? It gets really overly complicated. So the way it was proposed, it was that blanket per, and like for staff doing the payroll, it was really favorably looked upon to keep it simple the way it was asked. Because it was cheaper in the end for us too than what we had proposed back. But I was surprised it was that way.
Very surprised.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. No.
yeah. No,
That's not it.
Teresa did it, yeah, a good job breaking it down for us
The way
too.
she had it broke down, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was forwarded to all of you.
Yep, it was.
Sorry, I just,
It was a while ago. I remember reading it.
It might have been emailed to you, Robbie, that night. 'Cause there, yeah,
Yeah.
good.
so current rates are these, and you can see they're kind of all over the map, trying to remember who's at this different level. And
That's what we proposed.
that's what, yeah, NCL proposed. And this is what they proposed, and so
Yeah,
when you look over here, the green is what we said it would work out to.
yeah, and they're
They're a
$600
little bit
cheaper.
less.
With a lot less attention to detail when
Yeah,
it comes time to doing the payroll.
yeah, with the
Yeah.
You'd actually
indemnity.
save money there
Just in the staff time.
in the
Paperwork,
administration
yeah.
time, yeah.
Any other comments, questions?
So there's gonna be no for class 3 air.
Nope.
Okay.
Now, can you go up a little bit, please?
You see okay?
Yeah. Yeah, all the bottom 7 or 8 or 10 were all higher, but there's lower ones up at the top there.
Part of the problem, I think, was that we were considering like indemnities and how would you, and not to say that this couldn't come part of your eventual, but what is all covered in the indemnities? And that would have to be really, really clear. So that would be something to consider for more discussion later. But,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the breakdown.
I was, yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
think I'd be
quite
quite
shocked.
like that. Okay, call the question, all in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Joint capital purchase, P&R cemetery truck tender results, resolution 192, 2026. Be it resolved that North Cypress-Langford approve the bid from Philip Balabansky to purchase a 2010 GMC Sierra at $13,000 plus PST and safety. And further be it resolved that expenses be split 50-50 between the town of Carberry and the municipality of North Cypress-Langford and the Carberry Plains Cemetery. Can I have a mover, please? Rob, Harold. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Term joint utility labor employee manager arts and recreation. Resolution 193, 2026. Be it resolved that North Cypress-Langford hire Zane McConnell for the joint utility labor term position effective May 21st, 2026 at the compensation rate outlined in the employment agreement. Can I have a mover, please? Dallas, seconder. Malcolm. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Joint transfer station quote for cat work, resolution 194, 2026, whereas the joint committee discussed the concrete and burn piles at the joint transfer station. Therefore be it resolved that the municipality of North Cypress-Langford again accept the quote from Backyard Transport to push, burn, and concrete piles at the transfer station as presented. Can I have a mover, please? Malcolm and Rob. Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Edrins Hall bathroom upgrade, resolution 195, 2026, whereas the Edrins Hall Committee has requested financial assistance to upgrade the hall for new and wheelchair accessible washrooms. Therefore, be it resolved, the Council of the Municipality of North Cypress-Langford approve the grant of $35,000 to assist with this renovation. And further, be it resolved that this project be funded by the Strategic Infrastructure Reserve Fund. Can I have a mover, please?
Love to.
Dallas, seconder.
Harold.
Harold. Questions?
It's, we haven't approved this yet, right? The grant application. You sent it to us the other day, there was a few, so technically we can't approve this at this point.
So the reason I put this on the agenda is because we were receiving information from Edrins, and obviously they're looking for a hope to start.
Yeah.
And so I can't ignore that this information is coming. However, it does seem premature because I only just created a grant application. Now, you've never required it before of other groups, but what is your process that you wish to have? Do you now want to take this grant application that, should it be approved? So first of all, number one, should we approve this grant application that I've created? Number two, the process around it. Should it then now be given to the Edrins to fill out so that you begin your new process? And then, so I know where you're coming from, Robbie.
It's just a couple day changeover, right? Like,
Yeah.
if we just, should have it in here that we can, if we review it and like it and approve it, it's just a matter of approving whatever and then giving it to, I think we give it
Could
to
be like
them.
a condition in here. upon approval of
Well,
grant
the,
applications?
the point of the application is to keep them
Yeah.
Or
honest.
should
Yeah.
we be just tabling this until we get
You like it, but
how we wanna do it all
I hate to
first
see it wait a month. Like, I know that there's other projects that are coming that really are interested in starting right away. So if we can approve ASAP, the grant application, we can hand the grant application over, and hopefully within 2 or 3 or 4 days, we get some of those back in. And we could approve them through an email, you know, something like that, because we basically already have to a point, right? Like verbally, we have,
These are all part of your wish list, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And so you've spoken of it to them, they're eager and wanting to grab hold of this, but you have not formally approved all of those amounts and the purposes for it, because it was all a bit of a chicken and an egg, and who's ready and who's not.
Like, I think your proposal you sent out the other day is not a bad idea, but it's a little late for this year almost.
Well, I think that's what we're talking about right here. Is it too
Yeah,
late?
you know, I think we could almost, in my mind, I kind of thought maybe we could approve what we have already projected. But going forward for the next year, it would give people time to fill those forms out and get them in on time.
Yeah, like if Eden's does if they did a budget already, then they know basically what they're after. They have a size, they have this and that, and you went through it where they're getting all their money, right?
Yeah.
So you already know what they want.
Yeah.
It's just the actual, like we should
The
be.
formality of signing the
Well,
paper.
we
and handing it
should
over,
be,
right?
yeah, like Bella said to me, she said, you know, like we wanted to make sure like it's legit, like
Yeah.
it's professional.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand the process,
It's a non,
and like Egan's, the museum here, like there's a couple that are really,
yeah.
like, and it'll be no time at all to get these couple, once we approve this, or we can approve them without that for now, 2 or 3 of them, if you want. And it's here, right?
In the past, we've approved them like this.
Yes.
I don't see it being a problem approving the ones we've got here now. And then we ask for these forms to be filled out or give them to them for future and try to continue forward from this point.
It's whatever, yeah.
I don't think
Because
it's
we
an issue, we could still fill out the form for Edens and just have it in the file, right?
Yeah.
It can still, it's not an issue of the paperwork being done, just to keep apples to apples and just have it all nice and tidy and,
It would be nice having the form done
Yeah.
for future stuff, but
Yeah.
we've already started
For
this ball
future
rolling.
down the road.
But I mean,
But for this
Sorry,
one, I
Sharon.
think we could,
They are under our
it is our
umbrella,
building
umbrella,
too, yeah,
And
yeah,
it is our asset, is it not, in the
Yeah.
end?
completely,
Yeah. And we've approved stuff for Brookdale and other facilities, very similar to this method.
yeah. It's just the fact that it's come from a new clump and a different little project base.
Yeah.
but-
So I added, approve this grant to assist with this renovation subject to the completion of grant application,
That's
municipal
Okay,
grant.
perfect, that's
Sure.
fine,
Okay.
yeah.
Done.
As long as
okay
I-
with that, Harold addition?
Yeah,
And Dallas?
I kind of thought they were putting the cart ahead of the horse, as they say, when you haven't got the.
Yeah, we're kind of
Haven't sure you've got the grant yet.
making a wagon as we went here because this was a new thing for us to do. and we're
This is
excited
our
to do it.
grant
Yeah,
application.
it's the money we already have been granted to us. We're not awaiting approval to get the money.
I do like
It's
the grant.
a kitty that we have sitting that we have to use this year. Then there's your projects that we want to see done. So,
no, I,
excitedly.
yeah, no, that's
Okay with
good.
that
Yeah.
Yeah,
addition
Yeah,
there too and
absolutely.
everything?
Yep.
100%.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Very
Okay,
excited
thank
for
you.
you to get there.
RF Now Internet Service at Brookdale and Neepawa Shops, Resolution 196, 2026. Be it resolved that council approve the quote from RF Now to install internet and subscribe to services at Brookdale and Neepawa Public Works Shops. Can I have a mover, please? Malcolm, seconder. Sharon. Discussion.
Is it called a Neepawa shop or is it called our Langford shop?
Oh, I don't know. This is,
Langford
Right?
Shop
It's
could
the
be,
Langford shop?
yes, that would make more sense.
Informally, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll change it, I'll make
Yeah,
that change.
I wouldn't mind that
No,
edit.
no, I don't, I totally make that no problem.
People
Did
have so
everybody ever
much
get the price on Starlink compared to what RF now is?
It's just different. I checked into it for you,
Yeah.
as you requested. It's a different kind of service, and this would be faster service for them, as in speed
And more reliable. It's,
and more reliable, yeah. I forget now all of the details, but I did follow
Did
through.
you ever check ExploreNet, did you?
Well, RF now has taken over ExploreNet.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Tiny Taters Childcare Request for Financial Assistance, Resolution 197, 2026, whereas the Tiny Taters Childcare has requested financial assistance to bring in service to the daycare, including installation and/or upgrading of essential municipal services such as well water, sewer, and electrical infrastructure. Can I have a mover, please? Oh, just wait a minute, I gotta read the rest of it here. Therefore, be it resolved that council approve the financial grant in the amount of,
To be determined.
Yeah, so to be.
to be determined.
Well, in your discussion, it's the same thing as, should they be filling out a grant application,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, like we had talked about this in general to put towards, tables and chairs or whatever originally. So
Well, what number did we put there when we were
we
talking
had talked
about?
about 30. But now with this new info coming in, we don't exactly know the number that joint.
I don't think we put anything down for them, to be honest with you.
Well, back in the infrastructure, you talked about tables and chairs, and I think it was about 25, is what I thought.
But is that from this
The
new?
strategic infrastructure?
But I didn't think we were gonna want to do that because that's joint, right? Is that not joint or is that,
Yeah, we
so
had.
if it's joint and we put money in,
Is the town going to?
no,
The town is already they've already put their 150, they've committed their 150, so that these services can be assured to go in.
and so we did that, we agreed on half of that, did we not?
We
No.
have not, because
We
we haven't
haven't
been
yet?
told the
No.
actual number.
Right.
They thought
We asked.
150 would guaranteed to cover whatever it might be.
Right.
But we don't
We
know what
don't
that
have-
number was.
right.
So in my notes from our chats for infrastructure, I thought we had said about the 30.
Yeah, but why would we give money to tables and chairs when they're looking for money for infrastructure?
Because
And so-
it was before,
Which-
we hadn't known this, we didn't have a request in at the time, so we were considering giving towards stuff they're gonna need to get open, and then after the fact, at joint, it had come up that they didn't have a request into us for getting the services to the building.
So instead of using for the tables and chairs out of the strategic infrastructure, use that.
Towards
Money.
our potential half of that, or
Or
whatever
your
we
portion.
plan to do towards that 150,
Once we
Or
get prices.
75.
once we get
Our
prices.
half would be
Yeah,
75.
yeah.
Whatever your portion wants to
So
be.
we could, instead of giving this as the gift towards things they need to open, we were, I think the chat kind of
Shovels in the
shifted
ground.
to be the infrastructure they need to get their RTM hooked up.
There's a lot of stuff here that should have been discussed and put in place and
Or-
planning done.
Yeah, this
Better,
was,
this
like,
is-
well, because 2 years ago, we were told it was like a max, maybe 40.
How Grady did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Based
So
on
since
that.
then, with shifting of folks, it was,
What
the
are
new
they-
number is potentially the 150 and half of that.
When are they thinking of starting putting shovels in the ground?
Concrete should be in this fall, I guess, this year.
But what I'm getting at is,
Yeah.
Edrins wants to start their renos.
Yeah, there's no
now-
issue
now.
tabling this a month.
But this one
till
tabling
we
a
actually
month
get a
isn't a big
number
deal.
of what the
Get
infrastructure
a
is
number
gonna
and
be.
find out
This
what
one
we're
we could
talking
table
about.
and request the grant application be filled out with
Yeah.
a number.
Yeah,
We're not.
and it's
And
okay,
that
and
just
if this
puts it all
isn't used
behind,
from
too.
that pot, that's fine.
Well,
But it's gonna have to come from somewhere.
No, I realize, but that,
But I know it's not the vision of this pot
yes.
of money. I
Like,
get
that's my heart feeling on that, is that this other money was, it is for stuff like that, but nothing else is joint, right? Like, it's just born from Peter to pay Paul, but it's principle, to me.
I guess it's just whatever you want that strategic infrastructure money to be used for. So that was your wish list. In the meantime, you've learned about an obligation that you probably have on a joint
Yeah.
venture that you all need to provide funds for. Perhaps you shift
Yeah.
what you wanted here to that, just so that you have, because otherwise it's not in your budget.
Right.
But then we're only talking of taking some of these funds from the strategic infrastructure reserve fund,
Yeah.
which was 30,000 we were talking about, was it not?
That's what I had as a
That's
number
what
right
she's
now.
got, yeah.
I just don't remember, it's fine.
Yeah.
But that'd be all we're talking about is that $30,000.
Yeah.
So I guess there's two things to talk about. How you want to pay it and how much you want to pay it.
Yeah, and we had said we're not really gonna lock down what we're gonna pay till we find out what the number's gonna be. I think worst case scenario is the 75
Each?
each. 20. 20 was Carberry daycare.
I think it was 30, I didn't want to argue with you.
Do you want to table this, or do you want, or
No.
can we put 20 in there as a dollar figure for now? That we're gonna go forward with from the strategic infrastructure?
Like I'd say it
No
really,
pressure either way, it's gotta come from somewhere.
yeah, and
this
it just,
qualifies, right?
it's easier that way, for 20 anyway, right?
Okay, so just for clarity, are you saying that this is what that's how much money you're going to use for the obligation for the municipal infrastructure? Because that's really what this is about.
Yeah, it's not not the total number that we're willing to give to the project if we have to, but this is what we can give from this.
Or table this until I think you're
table is
clear.
fine too.
I think you should table this.
Okay, let's
That's fine.
table this till next meeting then, to get it worded how we want it then, okay?
So that it's clear what we're doing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Get some more things straightened around. Okay, table that one then, thank you.
This is based off of this letter that was received.
Yes,
Yeah, I
which
saw
was as, I believe, I requested the letter when we were, right, when the news came up that there was gonna be an ask. Because I found out at a daycare meeting that the town had promised.
The town is basically promising
It's
not
a
to
promissory note, so they
not to
have,
leave them hanging.
yeah, so we can continue on with the subdivision process and not have a hold up. It was a letter of intent.
Okay, Touchwood Park, 30th Annual Golf Tournament Sponsorship. Resolution 198, 2026, whereas the Touchwood Park has submitted a request for sponsorship for their 2026 annual charity tournament. Therefore be it resolved, the council approve the donation of $250. Can I have a mover, please?
When? Sorry, when is that one?
Do we have a date on that? And
July 27, 2026. It's right there.
July 27th?
Yep.
Does that
Okay,
put
sorry.
the price of a team at the same time, or no?
Well, exactly. Because we usually do the foundation
do
one,
the
but it would have
Who
been
was the
today.
mover?
I'll move it.
Moved by Malcolm, seconder. Sharon?
So I just looked back, or Nellie looked back to see what you had approved last year. And so I just put an amount in for discussion.
Okay.
And that would give you a par sponsorship.
Yep.
Your team, this does not include the $100 for a team.
Okay, we're gonna do this one here. All in favor of that $250 donation? Opposed? Carried,
I'd
thank
also
you.
recommend we put a team in, because we usually do the foundation one, but it would have been today, so we couldn't do both. the community foundation.
Yeah, we usually put our team
Yeah,
in, but,
so-
you know, for 4 people if possible.
Yeah, I would propose we put a team in as well.
So we need a motion for something like that?
I don't know.
We've never ever, we've always just, I don't know, whether ever made a motion or not. for-
Yeah, there has been motions
Yeah.
that we
Okay,
go with,
for a team to
especially if
go?
we're paying you. So yeah, like,
So are you gonna get paid to go golf?
no, they're
No.
paying the interest.
Just the,
Just
just the,
Okay. So we'll put another,
do you want, well, we've passed it, so I don't know which one to do now.
okay, leave that one and then let's put one down at the end here, another motion to enter a team.
I think you should first ask, is there anybody available before you decide on a team?
I'm
sure you'll find
guaranteed
it.
Matt and Tim, like they went to
They went
the,
last year.
they
this
went to
year.
the one last year and would absolutely go again. I am camping, I could make it work if no one else was, but whoever.
I'll probably make it.
Exactly.
Well, this one's in Neepwa?
Yep,
Yeah.
I can go play a game of whack.
exactly.
Oh, what's this?
Okay, the 27th, so that's a
Doesn't matter,
Monday.
you have fun.
Not that I usually do.
Sure, we'll do. Okay, we'll make another motion down here to enter one now, okay? 2026 Rate Adequacy Report, WTG Schedule 9, Langford Utility Resolution 199, 2026, whereas WTG Consulting has added the adequacy report, and whereas the report indicates a forecasted deficit, and whereas a forecasted deficit indicates that the utility rates are inadequate, and a full utility rate study is recommended, and whereas WTG has provided a quote to conduct the rate study, therefore be it resolved the council accept the quote as presented. May I have a mover, please? Seconder,
Oh, so
Alice. Okay, this is our water utility. Is there anybody else that can do this job, or do we have for chances to do this? We've never been able to do one or something because our audit's never been done.
So he did a rate adequacy review, and in doing that, he has learned, he's learned that you're gonna need a full-on rate review. So he's using that information, not charging you for doing that, and then using that towards a full-on utility rate review. And I seriously don't know anybody else who does them.
So what's it entail?
What does it entail to do a rate study? A lot of number crunching. Do you want me to?
No, does that get paid from the utility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I know that utility's getting down in money, is there enough? Like, are usually,
Well,
A rate like this
it's gonna
could be
probably end up
60,
in a
80 grand.
deficit to get this done. Like we've never had a big increase or anything because our audits are always behind all the time.
So he's charging $3,500.
Yeah.
well,
How
that's
much?
it.
That's it, $3,500.
It's right there.
$3,500 to do the whole trip or the whole
So
thing?
usually he charges 44. He's taking the 900 off that he's already done for work.
Okay,
And so essentially, he hasn't charged us this
essentially
yet.
did a pre-look for free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll go to pub and everything for us and do
yeah,
that?
yeah.
And get the
He'll
number
He'll write the
and-
bylaw, yeah.
Sold.
Yeah.
So,
It's gotta be done.
yeah.
We have
So
no choice.
we may pay him the 900, like totally it's gonna be $4,000 or 44.
Yeah.
44,
Right?
yeah.
But he's saying, I've already done all this work for you, so you only need to pay me 3,500 more.
Yeah, because it's not, he just expands on this.
And then this is what he does.
I think it's a
No, it's.
wise
yeah,
thing, it
it's
has to be done.
Never
This-
done in-house.
This alone, preparing the schedules for the PUB, like, it's a nightmare.
And they've done this before, has he? I'm sure Dale's done lots of these before.
That's all Travis does, and he can't keep up.
Okay, did we get a mover and seconder on that
Sure
yet?
did.
Any
I
other
have
questions?
Jared and Dallas.
Yep.
No.
All-
that's awesome.
Any more questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you.
I think you can be rest assured that you are getting a little closer to being current. You know, we're gonna work on a 2025 audit very soon. So Nellie will start providing information to the accountant or the auditor, but it's time to get caught up on some things.
Oh, yes.
Your rates are just a bit too low.
Okay, Adrianson Road Crossing, Resolution 200, 2026, whereas council received a road crossing application number RC0126 NCL for Adrianson Farms Venture to allow the installation of an 8-inch irrigation pipe across the municipal road 84 west from northwest corner of southwest 1912-14 to the southeast corner of northeast 24-12-15, subject to the following conditions: that the road crossing agreement is entered into between the municipality and Adrianson Farms Venture, and that the applicants follow the road crossing policy as directed. Can I have a mover, please? Rob Dallas.
Harold.
Okay,
Questions?
Is that a push or is that a cut?
Push.
Push, John, push.
the agreement.
That's the agreement. Yeah.
Road crossing policy.
Any other questions, comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Brookdale Cemetery Grant Increase, Resolution 201, 2026. Be it resolved that council approve an increase in grant funding for Brookdale Cemetery for 2026, totaling $3,000 to help offset mowing expenses. Can I have a mover, please? Harold Malcolm. Questions? So is this something they're gonna keep on coming back every year for then, if they're gonna start with this year?
So this is where I think your grant application will be something that you need to get your groups, even those ones that get annual. We need to know sooner if they need an increase than us. if we
Classically,
need
that's
it.
included in their finances, if we could get it in February.
I'm sorry, Cindy?
Classically, we get it before February 1st, we usually have all of our flag groups apply, right? It's a general writing with their financial statements as to what's coming for the year, but I'm assuming this is probably just, in response to, upped, like, fuel prices, right?
I think so, no.
Yeah.
What's that, Jared?
That's correct.
Okay, any other comments on it? All in favor? Opposed?
I do know Adrian's likely next year would expect the same too. I think in their finances that he had sent in, Robert, that the expenses were higher, but I don't think the official request was in to come up. So next year, I'll make sure it's in writing. I think the same. They're at the 2, they're probably go to the 3 next year as well.
Okay, we want to make a motion to enter a team in Touchwood Park Golf Tournament on the 27th of July. Somebody want to make that motion?
I would make that motion.
Dallas, seconder. Robbie? Questions?
Just a second, you gotta let me catch up.
Okay.
I'm writing it as we speak. This is a new computer, it's driving me crazy.
Crazy.
Sorry?
Crazy. I got the information for that one, Dixon's Crossing too.
Perfect. That's a Touchwood golf course.
Charity tournament.
Charity tournament.
July 27th.
July 27th, 2026. Okay.
Okay, we got a mover and a seconder there. Any other questions?
Okay, so who were the movers?
Me and Rob.
Dallas and Robbie? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Added to the agenda, Dixon Approach there, Robbie, you wanted to talk a bit about?
Yes, please, it's on road line 56. And it's southeast 18, 10, 14. He said he would cover the costs. I don't know about gravel, but he said he was gonna build it himself. And build it to our spec or whatever Matt tells him to.
This one's something that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's for a reason.
Yeah.
For a household reason.
Yeah.
Family.
56 north? Oh, 56.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
East.
10, 14, yes. The house being built on Don McLaren's old yard site.
Okay.
They're putting a big
Sorry, Mr. Dixon, his first name is?
Don.
Did he used to work for the province?
He worked with in maintenance back in the 80s.
CKSON Dixon, the other Dixon.
Ah, different Dixon.
Yeah.
What is this?
There you go.
There we go.
Is there an approach policy?
I would assume, I don't know for sure.
What's that?
Approach policy.
I would just say,
I don't know if there is or not, but
I don't
There
know
is,
if we have
it's
it.
There is
one
not an
per-
appro- there's not an approach policy, but we do have a policy in place that if you have a subdivision on an existing quarter that has an approach, the people that get the subdivision and or the previous owner are responsible for the second approach,
Right.
for the cost of it.
Is it okay what I just said, that,
that's
it's
the
to all,
I'm not sure about the wording, how all that is, but
okay?
yeah. Somebody want to make that resolution?
I guess I can.
Robbie and Malcolm?
Yep.
Either way, yeah.
Something that makes sense. Any other questions, comments? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you, everybody. Communications, EMO plan approved. Carberry Chamber meeting minutes and agenda. Westman Regional Library meeting minutes. Mitchell's fuel response to council. Evergreen's financial statement. Brookdale Community Club softball tournament support letter. Do we need to do anything on that or not?
I'm just telling you that you've given your support.
Yep.
They seem to come. Some municipalities will have it approved by council. Most of the time, these letters aren't coming in time to see a council meeting. But I do think it's important that council recognize that this letter is being done,
Okay,
that you're supporting this,
okay, good.
because it's in order to get their liquor license.
Okay,
So that's why I think you should have a policy about this.
good.
And keep up with all the policies.
RCMP report and Carberry Health Action Committee report. Around the table, Robbie.
Just without the grader man, getting lots of questions about the roads and stuff, and it'll be what it is. If we got a plan to put somebody in place now, that's better. Anything's better, and I like the idea of working 10 hours myself, but
yeah.
that's what it is.
should have discussed with Matt a little bit about all the rest of them. Is there anybody else, are they interested in putting an extra couple of hours in, or we better talk with Matt with something like that? Because if they're gonna go out there and there's only another mile to go, but you gotta get back to the shop for 3:30 for quitting time, what's wrong with them putting another half an hour in? I'll go in camera on that stuff. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Robbie, anything else?
No, I'm good.
No?
No.
Okay. Malcolm?
Not much. Wellwood Community Hall meeting tonight, talking about, there's some stuff in the community they're talking about. I don't know exactly what the dumpsters, I just saw on the agenda, there's some talk about the dumpsters down there, but I'll find out more about it tonight. But they're still having their Canada Day celebrations, I believe June 30th. I'm helping them put the car show on this year just because I'm an enthusiast in that. Pass the word, come on down, good time, fireworks again. And then when I have to go more to report from the other, I'll send it in.
Thank you. Harold?
Not much I can report other than I got all the flowers to the cemetery over the weekend. Apparently the school is going to be planting them this year. I was hired the students.
The youth and philanthropy kids, maybe?
Hmm?
The youth and philanthropy program, maybe?
Probably. So, that's about all I can report.
Good, thank you. Jaron?
Well, I went to the plaque dedication for the archives at Watt May's birth house yesterday. Well attended.
Good.
Good time had by all.
Sorry, what was the second thing you said?
It was well attended.
Okay.
A good time was had by all.
Okay.
Good, thank you very much for doing that. That's it?
Yeah.
Alice?
Quick thing, just after the joint meeting, the fire crew actually did note that our own fire extinguishers were out of date. So I know for our joint buildings, we have procured like West Bend Fire Protection. We need to look at doing our own building protective services agreement for someone to inspect our buildings and fire equipment, right?
So I'd like to
Yep.
speak to that.
Yeah.
After that meeting, I went and called whoever's name is punched on those fire
Yeah.
extinguishers.
Yep.
It's Murray's.
Yeah.
They had been told that they were no longer our service people. I said, well, I don't know who told you that. Please come and inspect them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, because it needs to be done ASAP. There was a bit of an assumption made that
That it was lumped in with the rest of the buildings that were
with Town of
contracted.
Carberry's and they
Right.
had chosen to go with someone different. I says, well, I don't know about all that, but
Yeah.
please come and do it and then we'll
Yeah.
get it sorted.
Yeah.
If I need to do a tender or quotes or whatever, but for
Yeah.
now, we can't dilly-dally, just schedule it
Yeah,
and get it
well,
done.
that's great. It wouldn't hurt to do a re-tender, because we had done it for joint buildings because it had been forever since it had been done. And then there was a local option, who got the tender for those.
What about our
buildings.
shops?
So what about?
Well, it's all part of it.
It's all part of it.
Yeah,
All part of it?
exactly. So,
So Murray's was doing it up until 2025.
yeah,
And they're only expired by April of 2026.
Oh,
So we're not
they're
that
just
far.
out.
okay.
Just.
But that was a
expired.
good little
Yeah.
insight, so as
It was
long
a
as we
bit of
follow
a-
up on that,
it
that'd
was
be
a little
great.
poke, I think.
Right? Exactly.
So have they been out yet, Murray's then, or you
I
just
just called
contacted
them. I just called them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then just follow up for Eden's meeting, they were ecstatic about this bathroom project happening. And then a couple of quick questions, they had a dumpster fire there by someone putting some ash in, they've had some, the classic things. So the locals themselves really don't want to see this lost and they want to do what they can to keep it. They are going to be putting up a camera on their own. So they were just wanting to know if we would provide just a sign just saying, these premises are under surveillance.
Maybe that's what Wellwoods is about, it could be something similar, because they had some small stuff going in the dumpsters.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're really only requesting a sign to say, these North Cypress dumpsters are under video surveillance, would be a request. And then I've been talking with planning and stuff, that they really have good intentions of putting like a fire pit and maybe and they want to look at some picnic tables, so they want to look, if our office could look at who under canoe procurement, they should maybe look for pricing, because from other rec things, we've looked through there and got substantially better pricing for like tables and chairs and stuff for them. So they want us to help with that, and then they are hoping to still get some private donations from the neighborhood. So they would love if their project was classified for donations for tax receipts. That's something they would love to. And then apart from Edrins, our Municipal Appreciation Golf Day is going to be on Friday, June 19th. Golf 10:30 and lunch to follow. So if council can let me know a week ahead if you're coming and if you need a cart, that would be awesome.
Which day is that again?
Friday, June 19th.
It's next Friday.
Yeah, I know. That's, yeah.
10:30?
Somehow it's June already. Yes.
It's actually midway.
Right,
through.
I know, yeah. Friday, June 19th.
10:30.
10:30 golf, lunch to follow.
What else you got?
Good.
Okay. Thank you, Dallas.
Indeed.
I attended a doctor's supper here with the rest of the mayor and the town. It was very well, very good with the new doctor that's coming, and 4 residents that were out. Good deal. Looks like a really good guy to be getting a hold of, I think. And we had Scott Phillips and Mark Savvy here on the 25th. From the Western District came out. I think Grant was the only other one here, was he not? It was Grant and I and them. Had a little talk with them. They toured Evergreen Environmental with me there too. So whatever went good, they just out looking around, checking things out. Good for them for doing that. And the roads are going to be a bit of a challenge right now with a little bit of moisture in that, but from the looks of things, we've got another guy coming on and helping a bit, so that'll be good. Hopefully it works out.
And dust control is supposed to be out this week, right?
Wednesday.
Yeah. Other than that, Valerie, got anything?
You saw my report that I typed up yesterday afternoon, and the rest I'll talk about in camera.
Okay, great, thank you very much. In camera, resolution 202-2026, be it resolved that council as a committee of the whole move into in camera to discuss personnel matters. Can I have a mover, please?
Harold.
Harold, seconder.
Malcolm.
Malcolm, all in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you.